Hi there, yogis. This is Sarah Yoga and I am Sarah. We are working on our shoulders and our neck today. So a gentle practice to release any tension in the shoulders and the neck. This includes the jaw. So anything, that kind of causes this tension to build up there, maybe even creating headaches. So all you're going to need, if you have a block, grab that. If you don't have a block, you can just grab a couple of books or a book that's about this size. And we're going to jump right in. So let's begin. So we'll start here. And we're gonna come down into first a twist and then a shoulder opener, and we'll start to move a little bit. So making our way into a twist, we'll come all the way down onto the back and bring your block with you. And so before we kind of move right into the twist, just maybe bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take a couple deep rounds of breath. And just notice how you're feeling. If you're doing this video, you're probably experiencing some sort of tension in the shoulders or the neck. Maybe from being on the computer or driving. Seeing if you can gradually step away from the mind or really any conclusive ideas about how this practice should go or what you should accomplish or gain from it. And just allow yourself to exist as you are. The body, the practice will start to take care of all that other stuff for you. And just start to rock your head from side to side. Maybe take a nice big breath in through the mouth. Let it go. All right, so we're gonna bring those knees in, give them a squeeze. You might rock a little bit from left to right if there is any tension as well down in that lower back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The puppy is here. Come here. Yeah, she's always gotta, Nala's always gotta make a little cameo here. And check out, survey what's happening over here. If it should concern her, and then, nope. Back to sleep. All right, so we're gonna take our knees to the right. And that left arm is going to come out to the left, and this is where we'll reach for our block. And we'll place that block in our left hand and then extend the arm all the way out to the left. So you can keep your gaze up or you can look to the left, and then we'll pick up the left arm slightly away from the ground and just kind of take these soft circles with that block. And you can really hold anything here, it doesn't have to be a block. But you don't want that palm to be gripping. It's just whatever you're holding is resting on the palm. See if you can find your breath while you're doing this. So good for the shoulder. You might even bring it all the way up and kind of reach it. The arm by the ear. Come all the way back around. And then eventually we're gonna land the arm on the ground. Just kind of let it soften for a moment. And take a breath or two in. And then release. Come back up to center and we'll switch sides. So knees are gonna go to the left. I'm just gonna flip over so you can see me and I don't run into the wall. Knees to the left. And this time the right arm comes out to the right. We'll put the block on the hand and start to find those sweeping movements here. So not only a shoulder opener, but you've got a little bit of a hip opener, a heart opener, but we are more so focusing on the shoulder right now. Breathe. And then eventually set the arm down. Just pause and feel the twist, feel the release of that right arm, the right shoulder. Nice, and then release. You can set your block off to the side for the moment, and we're gonna come up, and we'll start to come up onto our knees here, and just sit back on your heels and give your head a nice little roll here. Let's give those shoulders a nice little roll. And then when you're ready, just really soften the arms. Take them all the way up. And then exhale, peel it open here. We'll do one more like that. Inhale. Exhale, peel it open. This time we're gonna come around front, bring the right arm underneath the left, find your eagle arm. So you can either simply wrap and hug the shoulders, or you can bring the back of the hands together, or you can even wrap all the way and find the palms together. So wherever you are, see if you can maybe lift your elbows up, feel your shoulders pull down and away, and then tilt your chin towards the chest for this one, really releasing the back of the neck. And so you can make this a little more active by really hugging the elbows and pushing them together more and feel the stretch more. Or you can, if this is just a big enough stretch already, by finding this formation in the arms, you can back off from doing anything more severe. And then exhale, unwind. And take a nice big breath in and reach up. Exhale, release, arms come all the way down. And we're just gonna switch sides. So left arm now comes underneath. You can find your shoulders, whatever variation you did on the other side. And hug the elbows together. Lift them up. Finding any variation, same variation that you did on the other side. And then tilt the chin down. And just breathe here. Again, you can make this active or maybe more passive. And then exhale, unwind. So as we come down, take your right hand and just kind of lean the palm of your hand towards the side of your head and gently push. Feel that stretch on the left side, and then we'll switch sides. Push into the right side. And then we'll come back to center. So now we're going to make our way onto all fours. Giving yourself a couple rounds of cat-cows here. So you can really exaggerate the shoulders if you want, and rolling through. Inhale sweeps you forward. Exhale, round, and then give yourself a couple circles. Just roll it out, roll through the hips, the shoulders, the head, the neck. Breathe. Sometimes I think half of this practice is just this process of slowing down, and the muscles will release on their own, you know, instead of kind of jamming or jerking into a lot of these poses. So we're going to now take ourselves up into a downward dog. As you come up, give your feet a little pedal. Again, you might roll out through the head, the neck. And just to feel the shoulders widen on the back here. Bend your knees pretty deeply. Stick your bum up and back. Push into the hands, and then actively, like you're pulling your arms apart. Feel the space opening up across your upper back, and then just let your head drop. Take another inhale here, tilt the tailbone up, push into the hands, pull them apart isometrically. And then if you can keep all of this, maybe start to lengthen the legs out. Maybe start to bring the heels down and back, but then push back into the hands. One more inhale, and then on your exhale, come forward. Bring your knees back down. And walk your knees back slightly for a modified plank pose. And we're just gonna reach forward and then slowly coming all the way down. So setting ourselves up for a back bend shoulder opener here. Take your arms back in space and just kind of rest your thumbs on the mat. Push through the tops of the toes so your knees lift up and away. So your legs are pretty active. And then push down through the pelvis on your inhale. We're going to reach the heart forward and reach those fingertips back. So if you want here, you can clasp your hands and then really roll the shoulders up and back. Lengthen through the back of the neck, maybe even lift the feet up off the ground. But actively pull your hands apart if you have that clasp. And breathe. One more inhale, and then exhale. Release. Nice and slow, bring yourself all the way up. Child's pose, knees wide, big toes together. So instead of reaching your arms perfectly out straight, put a little bend in the elbows. Give your shoulders some space. A few rounds of breath here. Let the shoulder blades soften on the exhale, dipping down. And then on your next inhale, we're going to rise back up. Palms underneath your shoulders. Knees walk in so they're underneath your hips. Inhale, kick that right leg up and back. Push into the hands. Feel the shoulder blades on the back. Look down. Back of the neck long. Push through the heel. Inhale. Belly in. And then on your exhale, we're going to step this foot all the way up in between the hands and rise up to our Anjaneyasana asana pose. And so in your Anjaneyasana, we're going to release the arms down, sweep them forward, take a nice big breath in, come all the way up. So as you come up, pull your right hip in, square off your hips, belly hugs in, and then push down into your right foot, your left knee, and feel the rib cage lift up and back. Roll your inner arms towards your ears, almost like you're trying to turn your palms back. And then pick up the front of your throat and lean back here. Take a breath in. And then exhale. We're gonna peel open again. Feel the heart open up, and then take the arms all the way behind you and clasp the hands. Roll the shoulders down and back. So you can have the heels of the hands open or closed, it's up to you. But then actively start to pull those hands apart. Right hip back, pick up the front of your throat, lean back, open up. So the belly's hugging in while the heart in the front of the chest is opening. Kind of like a counteraction there. One more inhale, and then exhale. Release. So just kind of fold over this right knee for a moment. Let the upper spine collapse a little. You might even just kind of jiggle it out, let go of the head. And then we're going to step the right knee back. find all fours again, push into the hands, lengthen through the back of the neck. Tuck those right toes, inhale, send the left heel up. Take a nice big inhale. Look down, back of the neck long. Exhale. Pull that knee through, step it up. Anjaneyasana on the left side. So hands again come to the hips, roll open, and then we'll inhale, add those arms, take it up. Rolling inner arms, inner elbows back. Left hip hugs in. Lift up. Push down to lift up. And then exhale, peel it open. So opposite thumb now is going to come on top. And this is one of those poses that can be sensitive on the knee. So if you need to, you can always fold your mat over or bring a blanket underneath your knee. Opposite thumb on top. Hug that left hip back in. Heels of the hands together or open. Start to draw the shoulders down and back. And then actively pull here. Breathe. And take a breath in. Exhale, release. Just let yourself hang over. Maybe shake out the head. And then plant the palms, step it right back into downward facing dog. Push into the hands, maybe bend the knees a little bit, tilt the tailbone up. Actively pull your arms apart and then let your head drop. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna come forward, find that modified plank pose. Take your time, come all the way down to the belly. Reach those hands back. Thumbs touching the ground, legs active. On your inhale, pulling forward. So again, you might clasp the hands, just one breath here. And then exhale, release. So take your time, we're gonna come right back up to all fours. We're gonna find our knees and come all the way up. So knees are hip width distance apart. And if you have that block, you can bring the block right in between your inner thighs. Squeeze the block. If you don't have a block, think of just hugging the inner thighs together. Tailbone drops down. Start to bring your hands to your low back and then pinch your elbows together. So navel in, inner thighs hug to protect that low back, and we'll start to push down into the low back as we come into a little back bend here. Opening up. Take a nice big breath in. Camel pose, and then exhale. Release. Come up, slide that block out of the way, come to sit on your heels, hands to the tops of the thighs, chin to chest. Let the head go. And then we're going to take our left hand and slide it back behind us. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Inner arm towards the ear. And then we'll start to lift up through the hips. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, release. Switch sides. Right hand behind you. Left inner arm towards the ears. You reach up. Stay here, or maybe lift up through the hips. Exhale, release. So last thing we're gonna do is a shoulder stretch before we head down into a heart opener and a shoulder opener. Left hand down, slide your right arm underneath, thread the needle. And so just let yourself settle here for a moment. So you might make this more active by pushing into the fingertips and rolling open. But I want you, even if you are making this more active, to eventually let yourself soften into it. So you'll make it active for a few rounds of breath and then just kind of collapse onto that right shoulder, the right side of the head. And then whenever you're ready, you'll come up and we'll switch to the other side. Right hand stays down, left arm comes underneath. Again, you might make it more passive, or you might find a little bit more stretch for a few rounds of breath, and then we'll all meet that more passive version. And then when you're ready, let's come up, grab that block, and come take a seat. You're gonna take the block or the book for our last pose here and bring it on the lowest setting. Or you can even use a pillow if you don't have a block. Just taking one last heart opener here, right between the shoulder blades. Letting the head drop up and over. You can keep your knees bent and just let them fall in towards one another, or you can lengthen out the legs completely if that's okay on your low back. I kind of like having the knees bent in this one for whatever reason. Just feels better to me. But doing whatever suits your body today. So if you can feel from the front of the throat all the way to the collarbones, kind of releasing and opening up, even at the back of your throat where your voice, your vocal cords are, the nape of the neck. And of course, that space right in between the shoulder blades. Just begin to notice your breath again. Again, letting go of any expectations. It's really enjoying or becoming aware of any physical sensation in your body. And so please feel free to stay here for maybe a couple more moments. I am going to sign off now. And that was our sort of quick and gentle shoulder neck opening practice. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Other than that, really just take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.